Hey, welcome to Rust Revival Garage. My name is Tim. Wanted to do a quick update for the Hot Rod Power Tour for 2026. So let's get to it. You know, it's really nice when you have a car part shipped to your house and it's a plastic piece. It's basically the headliner for my truck and it's got this on it. Yeah, that's actually on the box of the plastic piece. Always good vote of confidence right there. All right, so Hot Rod Power Tour just released all the details for the Power Tour for 2026. Kind of wanted to just skim over it a little bit, give you guys the links in case you don't know where to look, and those will be down in the description below. But kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what they put out today. What they've got right now is the map, which is a very, very detailed map. They've got the itinerary for each day. They've got points of interest for you to check out, and they've got maps. The maps are very important, so you want to make sure you print those out and have them on hand, as well as the directions, which are very, very handy if you're going to be following along their route from point A to point B all throughout the Power Tour. So let's go over them a little bit individually. First up is the maps. The map is day one, or basically day two, day three, day four, and day five. You're going to be starting at Joliet day one, so they don't have a map for that. They just assume you're going to get there. But what they do is they have printed out instructions every single turn. I think somebody probably went through the entire route and marked off every single turn that we want to make throughout the trip. Now the cool thing is too, is they even have like little details on here that you want to maybe check out. Like for example, the second turn of getting onto Route 53 from Joliet, from Route 66 Raceway in Joliet, it says turn right onto Route 53, easy to miss turn in town of Gardner, Illinois. That's kind of handy. It's good to know. So you might, if you've got a navigator, this kind of thing can really come in handy to let you know, hey, this is going to be hard to find. The other cool thing is they've got a little QR code on each of the maps. So all of them have that. So you can say, I'm going to load this up to my phone. And if you're driving solo, you don't have a navigator, this will come in handy. But it's got all of the details and the mileage. So for example, the day two from Joliet to Rantoul, and I called it Ratul in the last video. It's Rantoul. It gives you, 0, and then starting point at the raceway, and then it's 24 miles, then at 25 miles, then it's 79 miles, that kind of thing. So it gives you an idea. And so actually day one, according to their map, is 136.2 miles. So you basically will know all of the details. And so the other thing to consider too is most likely you're going to be leaving from your hotel. So you may not want to necessarily drive over to the raceway if you're not close to it. You may want to say, where can I meet up? Maybe it's Route 53 and then get on to Route 66, that kind of thing. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is all of these directions are from the actual venue to the next venue. And so it may not necessarily be your starting point, so keep that in mind. But like I said, print this out, have this ready to go, because these are really handy to have with you. And even if you've got it on your phone, you may want to just check something. If you've got a chance, you're stopped not while you're driving. If you stop somewhere, check and see, hey, where's everybody going? What's next? How many more miles? That kind of thing. Phones are going to be really handy for a lot of this too, so that's okay. But like I said, I'm going to print these up, print these up and have these ready to go with you if you think you're going to need them, especially if you've got the navigator, because the map is not going to tell you, hey, it's easy to miss this turn, or hey, there's a fork in the road, you're going to want to go to the right end of the fork, or that kind of thing. They have all those little details in here. It even says on here, potential reroute due to construction. So I mean, there's little things on here like this that are really, really cool. That's the maps. Now, the other thing that they've got is the itinerary. What this is it gives you an idea. You don't really need to print this out, but it does give you an idea of what's going to be happening each day, when they start, when they close, what all is going on there. And there's usually not much. Like I said, this isn't exactly rocket science. But the one thing I did want to point out, and it's the first section on here, it talks about how you can actually pick up on Sunday the 7th, not the first day, not day 1, but at the day 0. You can actually pick up your credentials if you're platinum, if you're gold, or if you're a long hauler. If you are not, if you are a day-to-day, multi-day pass, or a single day, you cannot get the credentials on Sunday. This is only for the folks who are platinum, gold, and long hauler. So that way you can go and get your credentials. The other thing is, and I don't know how they're doing this on Monday. If you are picking your credentials up on Monday, they don't say on here whether you need to go to Chicagoland Speedway or Route 66 Raceway in Joliet. So the one thing I've seen in the past is people going to get their credentials and they go to the main venue, and it turns out all the credentials were at another place. So again, I do not know that, and I don't want to tell you one way or another, don't do that. But if you are doing a day 0 and you are going to be there on Sunday, don't go to Raceway Park. Go to Chicagoland Speedway to get your credentials. They give you the stickers, they give you the goodie bag, they give you all the stuff that you need, the lanyards and all of that to get checked off on day 0 at Chicagoland Speedway, not Raceway Park. The other thing is they're going to have drag racing at Route 66 Raceway. Not an autocross, but they are going to have drag racing. Day 2 at Rantoul, they are going to have an autocross, no drag racing. So keep that in mind. That does let you know kind of what's going on there. I didn't expect there to be the autocross, and it may be something they're setting up, maybe kind of hokey, who knows. But that's kind of cool that they have actually got something going on at this venue that's not just sort of the car show. So there is going to be autocross at Rantoul. Day 3 in Worldwide Technology Raceway in St. Louis is autocross and drag racing. That's kind of cool. That's one of the venues where they've actually got both happening. And again, it's just 9 to 5 on Monday. Almost every other day of the venues is 11 to 5, 11 to 5. And that's when they're open. Don't try to get there early and expect to get in. If you show up after 5 o'clock, they may not have your credentials for you to get checked off if you're doing, the long hauler and all of that, getting everything signed. So if you do run late, you may not get there if you get in after 5. Finally, on day 5, where is it? Drag racing at Tulsa Raceway Park, no autocross. So I think St. Louis is the only one that's got autocross and drag racing. Kind of wanted to point that out. So that is the itineraries. Like I said, mostly 9 to 5. Or it's 9 to 5 the first day, and then mostly 11 to 5 after that. Now, another fun one is the point of interest. This is kind of cool because it kind of shows you things along the way that you might want to check out. And I really like that because, this is an adventure. This is you're exploring the country, seeing things you don't normally see. Most people take the freeways that bypass Route 66. That's why it died. So it's a great chance for you to check out little things maybe that you kind of have always wanted to see, you've heard about, or you've seen them in the past and you want to sort of check them out again. Like little things. Day 1 in Joliet, I've marked off here, you can actually see the Begin Route 66 sign. And I think that's really neat. You get your car, your truck, whatever, you get a picture taken in front of the sign maybe, little things like that. There's another thing on here that I thought I would check out. It's called Dick's Towing Service. Got a picture of it here I can show you. Fun little Route 66 nostalgia, service stations and diners and things like that you maybe want to check out. So I figured I would check out Dick's Towing Service and that Begin the Raceway or Begin the Route 66 sign. Day 2 for me, what really caught my eye is I'm a Pontiac guy. I got the 68 Pontiac Le Mans. I hope to get another Pontiac sometime soon. But there is actually in Pontiac, Illinois, the Pontiac Oakland Auto Museum. And it's only 0.7 miles off the route. I think I got to do that. That's our shortest trip on day 2. And it's going from the one that's going from Joliet to Rantoul. And so I think that's really cool because we can go and I can go check out some Pontiacs. And then I figured also on here, Woody's 50s Diner. I mean, that might be a cool lunch to have. It's only 0.7 miles off the route, so that's really cool. Day 3, there's a lot of things. The Route 66 Skyview Drive-In. Not that we'd have a chance to drive into a movie theater and park and watch a movie because it'd be late at night. But it might be something to check out. You know, little things too, like the attractions that you don't normally see, like the world's largest ketchup bottle. It's 2 miles off the route on day 3, but that might be kind of cool. You know, who knows? Who doesn't want to see the world's largest ketchup bottle? I also noticed on here that the National Corvair Museum is on the route. And that's actually telling me that they might be closed for business because somebody might drive into the museum and the whole thing catches on fire. Who knows? We don't know. That's a joke. I'm sorry. Day 4, you might want to check out the Uranus Fudge Factory and General Store. I know there's a couple of these out there, but it's a fun place to see if you want to do the whole, again, nostalgia, seeing things along the way you don't normally see. There's even a Buckeyes on the route on day 4. So when we're going from St. Louis to Springfield, there is a Buc-ee's. Everybody talks about going to Buc-ee's and wanting to see it, and it's like a 40,000 square foot convenience store, really. So that's on the trip. There's a Route 66 car museum on day 4 that might be kind of cool to check out. It's a big route to go from St. Louis to Springfield, so I don't necessarily know if I'd have time for that. But that's kind of cool. There's lots of things. As you can see, there's a list of all these different places that you can check out. I mean, it's a big list. And so try to support some of these places if you can along the way. It's very cool. These places are going to get a lot of business from us. But don't go to McDonald's. Go to the 50s Diner. Don't go to Wendy's and get lunch if you can. Go to the places the small little mom and pop places along the way and stop there and get that feeling for what it was like back in the day on Route 66. Again, Tulsa has a busy list of points of interest as well. That's kind of a tough day because a lot of people tend to just go in and grab their credentials and start heading home. But, you know, it's kind of cool that they also have a list of things there in Tulsa. Okay, last part of it are the maps. These are important, and if you can print them out in color, please do. That'll actually help it work, because the keys that are on here are in color. So the blue parking lot, the green parking lot, that sort of thing will let you know where you should be going and what to expect when you're getting close to that. You don't want to go park in the participant lot or the spectator lot, for example, when you should have your car in with the participants. Also, they've got the little gold and red section for the midway is the red section, and then the yellow is for the platinum and gold parking. Again, if you pay the extra money, don't park in the blue. Go park up here with all the other rich folks. But they've got a map for each venue, and with the key that kind of lets you know where you're going and make sure you don't end up parking in the wrong place. Get these printed up. These are really important. So that's going to do it for this. Like I said, what I'm going to do is put the link to all of these documents on the Hot Rod Power Tour down in the description below. So click on those. That'll take you to that page. You can print out the PDFs if you want, or at least save them maybe as PDFs, and you can look at them on a tablet or a phone on your trip. But these are really important, great to know information. And again, just valuable stuff and letting you know where to park and all of that sort of thing. They usually do guide you. I mean, usually there's a team of people waving you in. But just in case, I've had a couple times where I didn't know where to go in past power tours. So that's going to do it for this video. Give me a like if you get anything out of it. If it helps you at all, leave me a comment down below if you have questions. If anybody finds out about picking up the credentials on day 1, please let us know down in the comments. Because, again, you have to do it at Chicago Speedway on day 0, which is that Sunday. Day 1, it just says pick up your credentials, and it doesn't say where to do it. So leave it down in the comments if anybody finds out. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing the entire power tour. I'm going to be getting my truck, my 1985 square body, ready for the power tour here soon. So subscribe to the channel and follow along on this journey. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will catch you next time.